Good morning and welcome to John Beck. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful Tuesday yesterday. Today is Wednesday, November 6th, 2024, and it is a day D. For instrumentals, it's a day 6. Before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Go ahead and take a seat. I'm so happy that you guys are here in school. I love the fact that you guys have all shown up. You showing up, not having to do anything special, has made my day. It has made your teacher's day. And for all of the friends and classmates who love you, you've made their day as well. Your presence matters that much. Now, your presence matters. Same thing as the next student's presence matter, as well as next student. Going on to all 445 students that we have here at the school, how do we all get along? Well, you already know we've got 3 expectations here at the school. Number 1, be respectful. Be respectful to yourself. Okay, conduct yourself with the pride and the dignity that you deserve, but also give that respect to others, your classmates, your teachers, your principal, the ladies in the cafeteria, and everybody else that you run into. And then, of course, show that you are respectful to our environment. And our environment, our learning habitat, so to speak, is John Beck right here at this school, at least for 6 hours a day. And so be respectful to our school. It includes being responsible enough to clean up after ourselves, but it extends beyond just the building. We also want to be respectful on the bus, right? We've talked about in the last few days all of the important rules and expectations on the bus. It's not because we want to make you do things that you don't want to do. It's because we want to protect you. We want to keep you safe. And it is a show of love when sometimes we put some expectations into place. But respect extends beyond just school. However, the election came out, you may be happy, maybe you're not so happy, maybe you're confused. Regardless, just know that the message yesterday rings true today, the day after an election, which is to say, we're still Americans, and in the end, we are voting for love of our country, and this country can't exist with just one person in it. We have to have a society of many different people. If your candidate won, or your family, their candidate has won, yeah, of course, be happy and rejoice. And if your candidate lost, okay, well, there's still a seat at the table for you and your family because you're Americans and you still get to participate in making your voices heard, sharing your opinions, because here in America, your ideas and the opinions really should be able to interact with one another. Good debate, good conversations that are rooted in respect, going back to that respect and love and care and encouragement. You may not see eye to eye with your best friend. You may not agree on certain topics and issues, but that doesn't mean the other person's any less human. So just keep that in mind, because right now, sometimes we even hear adults not exactly being kind to each other. And if you take a step back, think about those photos that I shared yesterday. The right to vote, the right to have free speech, the right to exercise expression of your opinions and your thoughts are hard fought. People fought hard for them, generations upon generations upon generations. We fought for it in peaceful ways. We fought for them through war. People died for them. People went to jail for that right to vote. And we, as a country, enjoy that privilege of voting. And that voting is a recognition that each one of us may be amazing human beings, but we have arrived at different conclusions as far as who our candidates are going to be and where we stand on different issues. Number 2, show that you are responsible. Responsible for yourself, responsible for others, and responsible for your environment. We talked about that a lot about what that looks like on the bus. We've talked about it here at the school. And yet again, the day after an election, you have a lot of people who are thrilled, a lot of people who may be confused, and a lot of people who are really dejected and upset because perhaps their candidates have lost. So how do we be responsible? Okay? If you're on the winning party, what do you do to make sure those who have lost feel like they're included? If you are on the losing party, how do you make sure that your voice doesn't disappear, that you can still speak up and that you can participate? Being responsible means that you and I and everybody in our society have to be responsible for how we conduct ourselves in our community. How do we look out for each other? How do we take care of ourselves? How do we take care of the next person? How do we look around and find the people who might not have as big or as important of a voice? And how do we speak up for them? How do we make everyone feel like they're part of the team? Now, I know you're not old enough to vote, but look in your own classroom. Who can you reach out to and begin practicing bringing them on board so that we are still together? Different ideas, different points of view, different experiences, different personal stories, but how do you coalesce? How do you come together as a team, as a classroom? And last but not least, show that you're ready to learn, ready to be the best version of yourself, ready to be the best American. And hey, look, you may not even be an American citizen. You know, I didn't really talk about that yesterday. We have some people, some kids in our school who perhaps were born in other countries. They are citizens of other countries, and yet they're privileged enough, even for a little bit, to live in our society. How do we make people feel like they are welcomed too? Still upholding laws, still upholding expectations, but how do we bring together as a human society, look out for each other? There are friends of ours who may or may not be citizens of our country. My parents did not start off as citizens of the United States, and yet they gave birth to me, and I am a proud American. So we all have different stories. Let's be ready to feed the good wolf, the wolf that is going to defend and protect and help each other and help our society become a better society. In the end, we're humans. How do we look out for each other? All right. Okay. No special announcements. You know, it was really exciting that yesterday was an election day. The day after election can sometimes be a really interesting day because sometimes people are upset. Sometimes some people are happy and some people may be confused. How do we bring all of us together? The very last photo in yesterday's morning announcement is going to be the last photo that I'm going to leave in this announcement. And the reason for that is because I want you to ponder those words. They are not English words. The words in Latin. Now, I know, for instance, Mrs. Morgan and a couple other older classes has started studying those words. Beyond those words, my question to you, if you ever figure out what it says, is what does it mean? All right? Okay, I can't wait to see you guys around. Before I sign off, you know I love you. I care about you. I'm here to encourage you. Go ahead and spread that message to everybody. Be creative in showing love, be creative in showing care, and be creative in showing encouragement. Can't wait to see you guys around. Have an awesome day. And as always, I like you just the way you are.